WorkingOn is a tool that helps your team communicate, but it takes the friction out. What that means is that in between tasks, in the normal pause as you switch tasks, you can update the team on what you're working on. And at the end of the day, you get a summary of what everybody worked on. And it helps the team stay up to date on what everyone's doing. The reasons companies should use WorkingOn is that communication is difficult. And you want to keep your team up to date, and you want to keep them productive. So the best way to do that is to use WorkingOn. We integrate with GitHub, we integrate with Slack, we integrate with HipChat. All the tools that your team's probably using, we can connect all those tools and really allow you to transparently communicate with your team. I'm very passionate about team communication because we all know that culture is important, especially in a startup, but probably in any business. And I think the glue that holds culture together is communication. You need to be able to communicate your culture. You need to be able to understand how to make decisions based on your culture. And so I think that, like, if you're not communicating well, if you're not communicating transparently, and you don't want your communication to get in the way of what you're trying to do, then that can be a real struggle at a startup. The future of team communication is WorkingOn, and let me explain why. So right now, every time you get a distraction or you get disrupted in what you're doing, it can take up to like 15 minutes to get back to that point of where you were at. So if the management or if the rest of your team doesn't need to do the dreaded shoulder tap and find out, hey, what are you working on? That's going to keep you on an arc of productivity, which is going to allow you to produce quicker, allow you to produce faster. And what we have planned in the near future is, because we're connecting all your tools, we'll be able to intelligently offer results to you. And let me explain that. So let's say you're saying, I'm going to be doing a sales call with company ABC. And so you post that to WorkingOn. WorkingOn could come back and say, hey, is this email beneficial to you? Might this sales document be something that could be useful? And so what we're going to do is change the way you work by offering these search results at the time when they're most needed. The challenges that face a distributed workforce are probably, I guess when I think about it, it's two things. It's probably time and staying highly productive. So by time, you could say, time zones. If you're distributed, you may have part of your team working in a different time zone. They may be working when you're sleeping. But I also mean that the pace that we need to move. We all, and this isn't just startups, but all of our companies need to be moving very quickly to keep up with our competitors, to keep up with the market. So, being able to stay very productive, to move quickly, and to be able to communicate without causing a distraction, and in a way that those distributed folks, when they get back on the clock, so to speak, they're able to see, here's what the team did while I was gone. It's all kind of there and transparent, and there's no need to send an email to find out where are we at on this. You can see what the whole team did throughout the day. The best thing about starting our company in Vegas would have to be the community. There's a lot of benefits as far as like taxes, and it's cheap to live there, which are great. But I'm a big fan of the community. I've lived in Vegas since I was 3 years old, and I've been in tech for 17 years, and I've had the pleasure of knowing so many great folks, and they're just so kind and giving with their time. We're all rooting for each other, and I mean, having a support group like that, I can't imagine a better city to work in. So.